And welcome back to the Business Spotlight. I'm Pat Dewar. We have a great show going today with Dr. Mary Swift of Dallas Laser Dentistry. She's actually the 2011 and 2012 Cosmetic Dentist Consumer Choice. Yeah, I'm so excited about that.
Thank you.
One of the things that tells me is that, one, you actually do it right, more often than not, probably. But even beyond that, having had the experience where I've called your office, what would you want a client that is out of state, somebody that's searching? What should they try to find when they first call that dentist and step out?
Thank you for mentioning the Consumer's Choice Award. That was quite an honor, and it actually does mean that we treat the consumer well. And I think that's imperative. Putting up with poor service is unacceptable. We know you can go somewhere else if you don't like us, and it's unacceptable. And from that first phone contact, you should feel like you're wanted, like you are special to that practice, because in the world of dentistry, the number of new patients you attract is your bread and butter. You've got everybody else healthy.
That's right.
So anyway, the first phone call is very telling. It's very revealing. Does the person answering the phone sound genuine? You know, some dentists want bubbly, but bubbly can be ungenuine, disgenuine,
right.
Not genuine.
Right.
So it should be appropriate, an appropriate amount of kindness and efficiency. There's information that needs to be gathered on that phone call to make the rest of the process smoothly. Information gathering, and sometimes that can be monotonous when you're having to provide names and numbers and contacts and all that, when really all you want to do is make an appointment, okay? So there should be somebody that can balance that can make a connection over the phone to get that patient comfortable giving the right information without it being pushy. Did it go well? So yes, that first contact on the phone is important. Plus, that person was hired by the dentist that's going to be treating you. And if the dentist hired that person, then you have to think that that dentist probably likes that person, wants them around. Well, if they're abrasive and not, in your book, the kind of person you want handling, you know, your insurance and your appointments and your financing and the business of doing dentistry, then maybe that's not the practice. So that first phone call is very revealing. Do they want to make an appointment according to their rules and regulations? You have to come in at this time, and we're going to do this but not that. Or is it, what do you need? Let me make this as easy and convenient and address your chief concern immediately. There's been some practice transitions over the years. In the early days of dentistry, when insurance first came into play, there was a lot of appointments, several appointments before any work was actually done. You brought the patient in and you did a full exam, and then you needed the time to decipher everything and put it into a plan. Then you brought the patient back just for a sit-down office setting to present the treatment plan, and then you finally brought them back on the third visit and started work. That doesn't work, or I haven't found that to be appropriate in today's busy world, where people want as few appointments as possible, and they want to get what they want to get done.
Right.
So not on your time, but on theirs. So, and I'm not saying that all that planning isn't necessary in a lot of situations, but in my office in particular, we want to get them in. We want to get them in and address what concerns them. You can always take a step back and say, I see this. This is what's going on. If this is going on here, maybe we should look at everything, you know, and make a long-term plan. But do they get you in? Do they get you in quickly, efficiently, and do they make you feel comfortable on the phone at that first contact?
Are there any other steps that you would encourage somebody to listen for?
Yes, once they get into the office.
Okay.
So I'm still on that first phone contact. I want to get into that. Do we have time to go into that part
we don't have to really get to that yet, because the thing is that Are there questions that a client should ask while they're on the phone?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Like I said on the first segment, if you're looking for a private practice, maybe you do want to know about the credentialing, a little bit more about what that doctor specializes in or has had advanced studies in, if that interests you. Some people want to know where you went to school. It's like your alma mater, which I'm very proud of, and it's always fun to say because I'm from Dallas and I went to Baylor, so it's the school of choice. But if you have special needs, you want to make sure those are going to be accomplishable at that office too.
I think about a lot of the people that are in transition, okay? And when you're in a transition like that, what are some of the things that we've found them on the internet, we've called them. I know as we move into this next segment, we're really going to look at, okay, now you're in the office, okay? And so, folks, you're really going to want to hang on, because in the office, for me, was like going to a spa, but not all the dentists do that. If you're finding one out of the state, or if you're just kind of looking for somebody, there's always the steps. There's the things that you can look for that are telltale signs that you're in the right place. This is the Business Spotlight. We'll be right back.
You can become a published author. Discover a system that will lead you from idea to having your book on the bookshelves. Bob Baer pulls back the curtain at the More Power to Publish workshop. Watch and learn how to follow the step-by-step plan to turn your idea into a published book. Learn more at morepowertopublish.com.
I've worked every position in the office. I've been a dental assistant, I've been a hygienist, and now a dentist. And it's made me a better caregiver on every level for my patients. One of the things I think I've learned over the years is where to put my technology money. You can buy the latest and greatest and it sit on a shelf, or you can figure out within your practice what's going to make the patient experience better. My practice offers several cosmetic procedures that are enhancing smiles with whitening, with Invisalign, the invisible braces, with porcelain work. So we see people's lives improve when we give them a beautiful smile. That's rewarding. The latest and greatest tool I have that keeps me excited is probably the Invisalign, invisible braces. It has allowed me to evolve my practice into a philosophy of move it, don't remove it. In other words, where I was before I had that tool, move it where I want it instead of putting something on top of it. Staying involved in dentistry on every level, local, state, and national, makes me a better dentist for my patients. I would hope that my patients would feel that from that phone call, even that initial phone call, all the way through to the end of their experience, that it was the best care they've gotten ever. When a patient, especially a very nervous patient with some dental anxiety, when they send their friends and family to us, then we know we've done a good job. That's the biggest compliment we can receive. Our patients are our life and our livelihood, and we appreciate every single patient that walks in that door. And these are our family, and we treat them that way.